Hi everybody, I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but we help clients all throughout the United States with all types of immigration applications. Some examples include humanitarian cases or family-based cases where someone is sponsoring a family member either from abroad or those that are already here in the U.S. Sometimes people enter illegally or they've lost status and they might qualify for humanitarian cases if they're victims of crime or victims of abuse, victims of trafficking. We help with those types of cases as well. And we also help, and especially nowadays, with employment-based applications. So things like H-1Bs, if you have questions on that, if you would like some assistance in having an H-1B filed for you. So H-1Bs, investor visas, we do pretty much most things immigration. We can help you no matter where in the U.S. you are located. So I'm located right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but our clients are all throughout the United States, and we can help with immigration matters no matter where you're located, because immigration is considered a federal practice, and so you don't need to have a lawyer that is in your jurisdiction, right, in your state. So if you'd like to work with us, please reach out to us for a confidential consultation to get started on your case, or if you have questions, you can reach out to us to schedule a consultation. You can do your consultations by Zoom, by phone, or in person. And the best way to schedule a consultation is by calling our office between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So you could do that at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. To reach my assistant Nate to schedule a consultation. He's only in the office during those hours to take your calls, but if you want to go online now or anytime 24 hours a day, you can schedule a consult by by checking out our Facebook page, which is Agarwal Immigration, Agarwal Immigration, or our website agarwalimmigration.com. And if you are joining me for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm an immigration lawyer based in Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. I come on here to say hi to you guys, to let you know that I'm with you in these immigration cases. I know they can be really tough, and if you need assistance, if you have immigration questions, go ahead and put them on here, and if you want to schedule an appointment with our firm, feel free to do so, and that conversation, of course, will be confidential. Right now, we're streaming live on multiple platforms. We're streaming live on multiple platforms, so TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, where we have folks from all these different platforms joining. So if you have your question, go ahead and put it in here. If you're joining me for the first time, I would love it if you would say hello, tell me where you're watching from, and if you have others that might be interested in immigration, please share this with them so they can hop on, or at least be notified next time I'm on live, so they can ask immigration questions and maybe get some more clarity on what they might be eligible for, maybe get some questions answered to help with your immigration cases. Okay? All right, so I start off usually with a question of the day, and today my question is, can I get a green card if I get divorced, right? So if I have a marriage-based green card and I get divorced, can I still get a green card? So let's say you are filing with your spouse, right? So your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. They're sponsoring you, and then during that processing time, before you even get any green card whatsoever, before you even get a 2-year green card, you get divorced. That will prevent you from getting a green card. However, you might still be able to get a green card if you get divorced if your marriage was abusive. So if you married a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and you end up getting divorced, but that marriage was abusive, right, and you're within 2 years of that divorce, you can still apply and get your own green card without the help of your spouse whatsoever. So in some cases, so the short answer is in some cases, yes, the divorce might impact your green card application, especially when you're filing jointly with your spouse and you're filing a marriage-based green card. Of course, a divorce would not work in that situation. However, if your marriage was abusive, if your marriage ended partly because the abuse in the marriage because your spouse is abusive towards you, then you can still get a green card even if you're divorced, right? There's just a time restriction on when you can apply. This application is done without your spouse. You can do it on your own. If you need help with this, call us because there is a time limit on how long after the divorce you can wait to apply for a green card on your own without the help of your spouse. Okay, give us a call, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. If you want to go online and schedule a consultation to talk about this kind of case, I would love to help you. You can do it on our Facebook page, Agarwal Immigration, or you could do it on our website, agarwalimmigration.com. If you've never met me before, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney and I do handle all different types of immigration cases. So if you have questions, go ahead and put that in here. All right, so Nosifo is joining us from YouTube and he is asking, or she, pardon me, I think she, do you do DV lottery winners who are in the United States already on a B1, B2? Can they change while they're still in the US without going back to their home country? Many times, yes, right? So if you are here on a B1, B2 and you're in status, you might be able to adjust your status based on winning the diversity visa lottery. So once you're able to adjust your status, you would then become a green card holder. But there are different factors that we need to look at to make sure you're in status when you're applying. If we can help you with that, give us a call. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. And yes, your family can do it in your home country. So you can do it kind of both ways. Adjust your status here in the U.S. and you can do it outside of the U.S. as well. All right, I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have more questions. Uchenna says hello. Hi, Uchenna. Thank you for joining. Hi, Karina. Hi, Uchenna. Nice to see you both. Feel free to put your questions in if you have any. And I will also go through and answer some more that I see several folks here on TikTok. We always have a huge TikTok contingency. So let me kind of get through your questions, and I'm sorry if I don't get to it. If you don't already like our page on Facebook, on Instagram, feel free to do so, Agarwal Immigration. And Zoheb, hello, nice to see you. Zayden says, how long does it take, right? How long does it take right now to process your citizenship application? It is going so fast. So sometimes it's only taking a couple of months before an interview is scheduled for your citizenship. So sometimes it's going really, really fast, but I would say on average expect anywhere between 6 months to a year to have your citizenship interview scheduled. Okay, but in some cases it is so fast right now. So it's a great time to apply for citizenship because things are moving very quickly. All right, give us a call if we can help you, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Why did NVC send my children's approved case to USCIS? Unclear. Maybe when NVC was looking through the documents, they didn't feel like there were enough documents to establish your relationship with your children, right? So they could have sent it back to USCIS to review the application again and approve it, or maybe USCIS will request additional documents from you to confirm your relationship with your children. So when you apply for a green card for someone who is located abroad, there are so many different agencies working together. So you have USCIS that is approving part of the petition. Once that's approved, it goes to the National Visa Center. And the State Department starts handling that application, and then of course the embassy is involved when the interview is scheduled for them to receive their visa stamp and enter the US. So there's multiple parties working together, so be patient, and there are things that can get a little screwed up, once in a while, just because there's so many different agencies and so many different parties handling your application, and all of that needs to happen because that's what the process is for getting a green card for someone who is abroad. That's where it can be really helpful to work with somebody that has done this before. If you have the opportunity to work with an attorney, that might be something you might consider because it can kind of get complicated since there are so many different agencies involved and you're providing duplicate information. Everything should be consistent. If there are any issues, lawyers can help you identify them and correct them or even explain them so your case moves along more quickly. Okay, if we can help you with a consultation, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can call us at 703-348-1663, or you can schedule a consultation right now. You can do it 24 hours a day by going to our Facebook page or our website, which is agarwalimmigration.com. I would love to meet some of you by phone, by Zoom, in person, if you would like to talk more about your individual case confidentially. Okay, the consultations, so you know, are with me. I'm an immigration lawyer. My name is Pratibha. It's Pratibha Agarwal, and I'm an immigration attorney helping clients all throughout the United States. All right. Okay, so this is actually really common. So someone here is letting me know on TikTok that they went to a green card interview and the officer said, right? They went to a green card interview and the officer said, I can't make the decision on the day. Why? Well, because sometimes they collect documents, right? So they collect documents at the interview. They have to scan those documents. They have to check it against all of the previous things that you provided. They review the full application and all the supporting documents again, and also check your fingerprint, your background check that came back after your biometrics appointment. So they want to make sure everything is consistent, and they want to make sure that you qualify. So they used to in the past say you're approved, right? But they don't really do that anymore. I wouldn't be concerned. Don't be concerned, because even if they say that, sometimes quickly within 24 hours you might see that your application was approved, and then you should get a green card in the mail, usually within 1 to 2 weeks after the interview. So don't be alarmed if the officer says I need more time to review this case, right? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they need to go back and it does take a bit longer, but don't be alarmed in that situation. All right? I hope that is helpful. If you want to talk more about it, if you want to talk about green card interviews generally, I'd be happy to chat with you about that. Call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Schedule a consultation yourself right now. You can see my availability on our Facebook page and on our website, and I would love to chat with you confidentially about your immigration case. So feel free to go ahead and schedule right now if you'd like to get on my calendar. All right, some folks here are saying thank you, you're welcome. Hi Melania, how are you doing? If you have a question, go ahead and put it in here. I'm happy to answer it for you. We all know immigration can be super, super complicated, so hopefully this is an opportunity for you guys to get some clarity on how to submit those applications. All right, so Anthony says, I submitted my fingerprints 4 months ago in my adjustment of status case, and it has not moved to the next stage. Why? Sometimes they're just delayed, right? Sometimes they're just delayed. So if they need additional evidence, they're going to ask you for that through a request for evidence. So I wouldn't worry specifically about how long something is taking. Remember, people are getting sick all the time. We're still kind of dealing with a pandemic. So if they haven't asked you for additional evidence, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. Could they be doing something else behind the scenes? Well, if you have nothing to worry about, if your application is truthful and consistent, then you don't have anything to worry about. But they may, if they suspect fraud, they may be doing an investigation, right? So that might mean that they might be watching your house. They might be checking other government records, and if they see an inconsistency, for example, if you say you're married to one person and you're not married to that person, you're actually married to someone else, or you're in a relationship with someone else, they're going to find out, right? So do not file applications based on fraud marriages. That is going to get found out. You will not get approved, and then you'll be prevented from getting any kind of green card whatsoever, ever, right? So even if you do find that person that you actually want to marry, that you're in a real relationship with, a fraud marriage can impact you. Okay? Call us if we can help you, 703-348-1663. And again, go on our Facebook page, check out our website, and if you want to schedule a consultation from there, their opportunity is there to do it right there. You'll see my calendar, and you can choose the time that works for you, and hopefully you and I can talk on the phone or meet by Zoom or even in person in our Arlington, Virginia office right outside of Washington, D.C. All right. Okay. All right, so Melania says, I have a question about VAWA. I'm going through a lot. How much do VAWA charge? I have 2 kids with me. Well, first you want to make sure that you qualify. So the first thing we do for our VAWA applications is to schedule a consultation. So the consultation is $150. You can go online and book now, or you can call the office tomorrow. The phone number is 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. VAWA is really important because it keeps you in the U.S. It will get you a work permit and social security number between 6 to 8 months after you apply. So that's huge. That's a huge source of freedom for most people that are victims of abuse as a result of a difficult, challenging marriage, right? A scary marriage in many cases. And you apply for a green card, and it's completely independent of your spouse. So if you have children, they would also be eligible to receive a green card as well. So we definitely can help you with that. Call us. First, we want to make sure you qualify, and so the consultation is a great opportunity for you to just make sure you qualify, because you don't want to apply for something that you might not qualify for from off the bat. Okay? All right. How long does it take to get a work permit after applying for a U visa? That's a great question. How long does it take to get a work permit after applying for the U visa? It can take several years, right? It can take several years. So hang tight. If your application has been receipted, that means that everything required has been provided for the most part, just on its face. Once they start reviewing that, they might ask for additional evidence, but at least on its face, if you got a receipt for your U visa application, that means you have at least the basic things that are required for that application. And you will get a work permit if they review it and they accept that it's most likely to get approved, that you have everything, it's a bona fide application, then you will get a work permit. It might take a few years, but you will. So don't fret. It's a good thing that you applied for the U visa. A U visa, for those folks that aren't familiar with it, is a U visa is for victims of crime. So people that have become a victim of a crime, for example, like burglary or battery, domestic violence, right? So you can apply for a U visa by reporting that crime to the police. So it doesn't matter if you're not in status, it doesn't matter if you fell out of status or entered illegally. By reporting that crime and cooperating with the authorities, you might get status to be in the U.S. And that could lead to a green card and, of course, citizenship after a green card. All right. So Fonzo says, good evening. I have a couple of questions. I got my EAD in advance parole. How likely is it to travel internationally? I came in the country legally and got married, but applied for VAWA. And how much does it hurt my case that I wasn't married for a long time, but provided as much, something with a report and a good affidavit? So a good affidavit is really important. So that's the most important part, I think, of a VAWA case. So a VAWA case is about abuse in a marriage, right? So it says that if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and you're a victim of abuse in that marriage, that affidavit details the abuse. So that is the most important part, in my opinion, of a VAWA application. All right, some people aren't married for very long, so they won't have a ton of evidence showing that they lived together, showing that the marriage was real, not just for immigration purposes, right? So, and then you have, sorry, you've provided a psychological report, so I'm seeing that here. Apologies, Fonzo. So sometimes you won't have that. So many of our cases actually get approved without a psychological report, but we are very detailed, right? We're very detailed in the affidavit, and we provide a ton of evidence, as much as we possibly can. So many of our cases get approved without a psychological report. Sometimes we do think that it'll help the client, and we'll let you know if that's the case. But if you want to talk to us about your VAWA case, if you want to talk to us about the evidence to submit in a VAWA case, I would love to chat with you. You can call me at 703-348-1663 to schedule an appointment. You can do it online as well, on our Facebook page or on our website. Okay. All right. If you don't already follow us on our social media platforms, please follow us so you can be notified when I go live. If you think others would benefit from this opportunity to talk to an immigration lawyer, please share this post with them so they can also hop on and ask questions as well. Okay? All right, here. Okay, so if you have DACA, how safe is it to apply for advanced parole? So you can always apply. If you get denied, that's okay, right? You can always apply. I think you'll get approved if you qualify. Can I still apply for a VAWA if I'm divorced, right? Can I still apply for a VAWA if I'm divorced? Yes, this is a huge misconception. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and that person is abusive, you might get divorced, right? And then you can still apply for VAWA as long as the application is given to USCIS within 2 years of the divorce. So that is really important to know. So many people will qualify for VAWA, but they sometimes will not mail their application in on time. They don't start their application within 2 years of a divorce. So if you know someone, or if you yourself are in an abusive marriage, you're divorced, if your divorce is less than 2 years from now, you can still apply for VAWA and get benefits, a work permit, social security number, a green card. So there are many benefits associated with VAWA. Okay, call us if we can help you. 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, here's another one. I moved out, right? I was living with my spouse and they were abusive towards me and I moved out. Can I still apply for a VAWA, right? This is another VAWA related question. So you don't have to be currently living with your spouse to apply for a VAWA. You have to have lived with them at some period of time. Of course, you have to have lived with them at some period of time, right? It doesn't have to be forever. It could be 6 months, it could be 3 months. And if you were abused and you moved out and you're separated, you could still apply for benefits through VAWA. So what you would get, again, work permit, social security number, and ultimately a green card if you qualify. So those are potential options if you qualify for VAWA. Call us, but don't let the fact that you no longer live with your spouse to prevent you from getting benefits, from getting a green card through VAWA. All right? If I can help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration lawyer. I help clients all throughout the United States with their immigration applications, okay? All right, so Fonzo, I think I answered your questions. Okay, I'm trying to get through some of these guys here on TikTok. I know. Okay. Can I go to Hawaii after receiving my work permit, right? So if you have an application pending, you need to have what's called travel authorization, advanced parole, to leave the country. So Hawaii is considered in the country, it's domestic. You can technically go. I would be a little bit careful about traveling just because, your flight could get detoured and then you might have a problem coming in. So just keep that in mind. But technically, you can travel domestically without your advanced parole, without your travel authorization. But if you do end up leaving and you don't have travel authorization, that application that you have pending will be considered abandoned. So that's something to think about before you go. And there could be, of course, other complications as well with regard to traveling internationally by, traveling internationally and coming back in, right? So the biggest thing is abandonment of your application. You want to have travel authorization before you travel internationally if you have an application pending. Otherwise, you should be okay if you're traveling domestically, but don't take this as legal advice. I need to know your specific situation, okay? 703-348-1663, and we can talk about your immigration case. How long does it take when a child has turned 21 to file for adjustment of status? So many different factors here, right? So did you have a legal entry is going to be the first question. But if your child is 21, if they have the correct income, if they otherwise qualify to be able to petition you, and you are their parent, you entered with a visa, and no other issues, then it can go pretty quickly. You can also, if you entered illegally or you lost your status, for example, your child can petition for you, and your child can petition for you, and you can go. It's a different process, right? So that could take a little bit longer. So you might need a waiver. You have to qualify for a waiver. So there's lots of different factors that could be involved. If you're petitioning based on your child turning 21 and you have problems kind of with your child, they're rebellious, they're hurtful to you. If you're doing a VAWA based on your child, that's a different timeline. It can take over 2 years. So just keep that in mind, and we can certainly help you with that type of application if you need. Okay, you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663, and we can help you with your immigration case. All right, I think I am out of time for today. It was wonderful to have you guys join me. I'm going to answer one last question because it's good news. It's good news. Okay. So Bukunmi says, my I-360 is approved. What's next? That's awesome. So basically an I-360, let's assume that's a VAWA case. If it's approved, that means he's allowed to live here forever and he can have work permit forever. It's very, very exciting, really good news. He's allowed to be here forever. He won't be deported. If you qualify for a green card after that, you'll have a green card interview scheduled about a year after this, and you will go to your green card interview and hopefully receive your green card. So that is the really big thing if you qualify for the green card. Okay, but congratulations on the I-360 approval. What a great note to end this conversation on. I will be on again, I promise. If you have immigration questions, make sure you follow us, like us on all our social media platforms. For the folks that are watching on TikTok, I would suggest getting on Facebook, on Instagram, because it's easier for me to see those questions because there's just not as many people on. So if you would like to try a different platform, here's a hint: try us on Facebook or on Instagram, on YouTube, and I'll be much more ready to see your questions, okay? But thank you again for joining us. Follow us, like us on all our platforms. We're Agarwal Immigration everywhere. And my name is Pratibha. It's Pratibha Agarwal, and hopefully I will see and meet many of you in consultations to start your immigration case and hopefully get you guys that green card if you qualify. All right. Thanks so much. I will see you very soon. Share this with others if you think they would want to hop on and ask questions as well. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.